topic of this session that I'm starting, this new series, is going to be called, in general terms, the right and wrong understanding of love. That is, how to understand love, what is the right understanding of love, and what is the wrong understanding of love. What is love? Do we have the right perception and the right understanding of love? Is it possible to love wrongly? And is it possible to love rightly? Is it possible to have the wrong love and right love? Not necessarily talking about sin, but is it possible to really love, but love wrongly? Or is it really true that we could have the wrong understanding of love? That is, our perception of love could actually be wrong. Right and wrong understanding of love is what we're addressing this week. Right and wrong understanding of love. Right and wrong understanding of love. And love is such a universal word, term, understanding, concept. Wonderful concept. And God is the author of that idea. God is the author of love. God is the author of that glorious idea of love. Nobody understands love like God, because God himself is love. And to understand love is to understand God. And to know God is to know love. So God is love. God is love. And it is therefore important that we have the right understanding of love. It is important that we understand love right. So, if you go to anywhere in the world, everybody knows the concept of love. People have heard of love before. No matter what, no matter how remote the village or the tribe is, they have a concept. They have an idea of love. Why? Because love lives in each and every one of us. Love, therefore, is universal. How is it that people who have never seen civilization before will still understand the concept of love? Who told them? What book did they read? Were there some romances in their culture? Were there some literatures that they read? Well, even in tribes and locations on our planet where they don't even have the writing culture, where nobody knows how to write in that culture, and where they've never seen a book, people still have an understanding of love. People still have a concept of love. But so, because love is so universally accepted, it is easy to think that, and to mistakenly assume, it is easy to mistakenly assume that we understand love. So since love is universal, and since love is a generally accepted and popularized concept, we kind of walk in in some assurance that we know what it means. And but that is the concept I want to challenge today. What we think we know about love, is that real love for sure? Are we really sure that whatever we are calling love is right? And are we really sure that our understanding of love is correct? And that's why this series is called Right and Wrong Understanding of Love. Everything depends on understanding, my dear. Our understanding shapes our lives. Our understanding shapes our worldview. Our understanding dictates our attitudes, reactions, character. So understanding is important. Understanding, especially of such a critical topic like love, is unbelievably important. Now, when we talk about Christians, we pride ourselves in this fact that we understand what love is. But I can bet with you that Christians, 90% of Christians don't even know. They don't have any understanding of the concept of love. And especially Christians who go to charismatic and Pentecostal churches, if you ask them about love, they only tell you one thing about love. God is love, and there are three types of love. We have eros, we have agape, and we have phileo. So everybody just know about that thing, okay? And they think that's so deep. Wow, phileo, wow, eros, agape. Ooh, we know so much. We know so much. And besides that, if Christians don't know anything about love, and even that idea of there are three types of love, phileo, eros, agape, those ones are the ones who are the professors. Those are the real wise, smart ones who have been in church for years. They are the ones who will tell you, ooh, okay, what kind of love are you talking about? Just like the first day when I started to talk about this topic on Monday, somebody was writing me, okay, what kind of love? Oh, that's a simple thing. What kind of love are you talking about? Are you talking about phileo, or you are talking about agape, or you are talking about eros? What kind of love are you talking about? And they thought, we know, we got it all cut up. We've got it all made. We have it all. We understand what love is. I mean, okay, what kind of love are you talking about? I just bypassed that question there, because they want to put your teaching in the little box that they have. They want to put the whole teaching in their little understanding. I didn't answer that question, because what I'm going to talk about and what I'm talking about in terms of love goes much more beyond that little understanding of love that people have. And if you ask Christians, they will tell you that there are three types of love. That's what Christians will tell you, because that's what they've been taught. And they will tell you that is the Greek language. Greek language has three understanding of love, which is really not true. Which is not true. Those three ones that we know, that we've been taught, that is not the end. And people who know the Greek language will tell you that there are different words for love that are outside of those three. There are so many types of love, and so many understanding, so many different types apart from those three that we know. So we are not going to talk about types of love, and that's not my topic today. My topic today is much more wider than that. My topic today is, not just today, but this whole week, is about you. You already know that what I'm talking about is much more deeper, because you've been listening to me from Monday, and you've learned that love could actually turn to hate. And that's one thing that they never tell us in church. And yesterday I spoke about soul ties. And maybe some people talk about that, but not every day. Not too many Christians know too much about that, and what leads to it, and the nature of soul tie and all that. But today I'm going to build on that. I'm going to continue. And I'm going to talk about right and wrong understanding of love. This is one of the most important aspects of love that I believe everybody should be educated in. And if we say we are church members, yes, it is in the church. We need to teach people about love in terms of understanding, and in terms of right and wrong understanding of love. So, like what I just said now about Christians, that our understanding of love stops in the fact that God is love each other, and that there are three kinds of love: filial, eros, and agape. And many Christians don't even know that too, but that's nothing really. That just head knowledge. That just head knowledge. So that is not an understanding of love that will help you in your daily life. For you to really make love work in your daily life, you need to go deeper in understanding love and in the nature of love, and in the need. You need to go to the nitty gritty of love. And even when I finish this topic this week or next week, it will still not even be 1% of what I could teach you about love. I already taught about love one time, and that's in my recordings. If you go to my blog, SundayAdelajablog.com, you will be able to see the series, the video series, and with the very first series, I think, maybe first or second series, is about love. And I call that You Cannot Love God Without Loving People, the love series. You can't love God without loving people. So that's one aspect of love. And this week is a totally different aspect of love. And there are so many other different aspects of love that we could examine like that too. So now you've just heard what I said about the normal Christian understanding of love, which is always nothing, almost nothing. Just saying there are 3 types of love and all that. Nothing. That doesn't help you in your daily interaction and your daily relationship. You just know that there is love of sex love, that God love, and that love, but that doesn't. How do you use that? But when you go to the world also has, and the world in general, they have their own concept of love as well. They all have their own concept of love, and it's normally inadequate or normally wrong. So the understanding of love that prevails in our world is normally faulty. It's normally faulty, normally wrong, and but at least it's a good thing that everybody appreciates love, but that what we should also understand what leads to that. The reason why everybody understands love is because love lives in everybody. The reason everybody understands love is because our genes are made of love. Our system is built of love. We are made according to God's image. And God is love. God is love. So since God is love and we are made by His image, it means we are made to love. It means part of the substance that we are made of is love. So love is built in our system. Love is built into our systems. Love is built into our systems. So it is natural to love, and it is not natural not to love. And of course, when I'm talking about love, I'm not talking about sexual love. I'm talking about love in general. To love is healthy to the man. To love is natural to the man. To love is a natural call and a natural response. Love lives in you, dwells in you, and love cries in your system. Your whole body, your system, your wiring is longing for love, and not just to love, but to be loved as well. And nothing is as natural as love. And what that means as well is that nothing is as natural as God, because that love is God. It's part of God. It's a part of God that is indwell in us. So to love God is natural, should be natural to human. To know God should be natural, because we strive to be loved, and that means we strive to discover God. What we are actually longing for, first of all, because when we talk about love, we normally just think about loving people and love in terms of relationship or in terms of family. But really, when we talk about love, the very first manifestation of love and the very first longing of love is for the source of love himself. So when you feel love, that feeling to be loved is a feeling and a yearning for your creator. So for the source of that love. But when it's just like saying you need water and you really need a lot of water. Would you rather have water in a cup or you would rather have water in a river? Of course, the cup is very limited. Or it will still do you a service, it will still do you some justice to you, it will still help you a little bit, but the water in the cup will not be able to satisfy all your need for water. But if somebody will say, okay, let me rather put a river or an ocean or a sea or a lake at your backyard, and let me make water flow across your compound, which is better? Of course, you are more in need of the river or of the ocean or of the lake than you are in need of the glass of water. The glass of water could satisfy you for this time. That is, if you want to drink or you just need a little amount of water. That's what we go settle for most of the time. So most of the time when we talk about love, most of the time when we desire love and yearn for love, we only stop at the cup of water, and we only get to stop at the little taste of water and of love that we have, that we could lay our hands on. But in the real sense, whenever you feel a need for love, you are actually looking for the river, you are looking for the ocean. You are not just looking for the cup or the glass of water. You are looking for the ocean. Your desire is to find the source of that love. And the source of love is God. So to desire love is to desire God. To yearn for love is to yearn for God. And to yearn to be loved is to yearn to be touched by God. To yearn to give love is actually a desire, in-depth desire and thirst in your heart to actually love the maker, your maker and your creator. It's a desire to discover the master. It's a desire to discover God. So anytime we feel a need for love, it is actually a need for God. Anytime we feel that we need somebody to love us, it is our heart cry. It is our nature that is desiring to be reconnected to its source. So you cannot talk about love without talking about your creator. You cannot talk about love without talking about God. You cannot talk about love without talking about the source of that love. So whenever we talk about love, we're talking about God. So it's impossible to deny God, because to deny God is to deny love as well. So most people who are saying there is no God, they don't understand God, is because they don't know that the very love that they talk about on a daily basis, that they are enjoying, because everybody enjoys love. Everybody enjoys the love of their mother to them. Everybody enjoys their parental love. Everybody enjoys the love of their fathers. Everybody enjoys the love of their relatives. Everybody enjoys the love of their family members. Everybody enjoys the love of their brothers, sisters, siblings, and their relatives. Everybody enjoys the love of their spouses to one another, husband, wife, children. So we cannot do without love. Our world cannot do without love. And that means everybody is having an interaction with God, even without them knowing it. It is God that makes the world roll. It is God that makes the world go around. And it is the pieces and bits of God's presence and God's touch in different ways and different aspects that is really making our world go around and our world worth it. So everybody has a taste of God. Everybody is interacting with God on different levels on a daily basis. So anybody that has tasted love or has experienced love has actually experienced God. Only they are experiencing him in a cup when they could actually experience him in a river, in an ocean, or in the fullness of his beauty. But unfortunately, that is all being defined. People don't know this because of what I call wrong or right understanding of love. You see, because of the wrong understanding of love. So even though everybody is yearning for love, but because their understanding of love is that love is only between people, they therefore refuse to think that love is talking about God. That's just understanding. So that perception of love, that love is just between parents and children, or relative between people, or husband and wife, that is all limited by understanding. It's not because that is not God. It's not because love is not God. It's not because God is not love. And it's not because even that little love that they are experiencing, even that is not because that is not God. That is God as well. And the only problem they are having is their understanding. So we all really don't have limitation in life. The only limitation we have is the limitation of our mind, is the limitation of our understanding. So we are limited by how we understand and what we understand. So when it comes to love and when it comes to God, the reason people don't know God is because of the limitation they have in their mind. So because they are meeting with God every day, they are interacting with God every day, they are having encounters with God every day through love. But because they don't think in that aspect, in that sense, they are limited in their mind. Their understanding is limited love to just maybe sexual relationship or just family relationship. That limitation in understanding is giving them the wrong concept of love, and it's not allowing them to get to the river. It's because they think that love is just like saying you're talking of water, and you are saying water can only come in form of cup, in form of a cup. That, let's say this, that you only think of water in form of a glass. So if your only understanding is that water is only what is in a glass, and you don't even know that the same water is what is flowing in the river, and you don't even know, and you've never been told that it is the same water that is flowing, that is in the ocean, that it is in the sea, I mean, you will be hugely limited. You will be hugely limited if you are not told that it's the same water that is flowing in the tap. You will be hugely limited. You will be hugely limited. So if that is the only thing you know, and that is the only understanding of love that you know, that love is only between men and women, or love is only between people, that's why you are limited, and that's why you are not discovering God, love in God, and that's why you are not discovering God in love, and that's why, because you are not being, that your limited understanding of water is not releasing you to the greater understanding of water, which is sea, ocean, lake, and things like that. But it's the same thing with God. If you just think that love is only what happens between men and women, or between human beings, that understanding is blocking you. That understanding is locking you up. That understanding is stopping you from getting to the ocean and from getting to the sea, to be able to see the vastness of love, which is in God and which is God. So people still have understanding of love, nevertheless, but they are having a limited understanding of love, or even sometimes outrightly wrong understanding of love. Everybody in their deepest in their heart of hearts, everybody thinks about love. Everybody appreciates love, and everybody dreams of love. Everybody desires love. Everybody aspires for love, either to receive or to give. But unfortunately, people are limited by their shallow understanding of love, by their understanding of love. So understanding is everything, my dear. Understanding is everything. And that's why I will spend these next few days to talk about understanding of love. Either it's wrong understanding of love or right understanding of love. Now, let me explain to you a little bit more about understanding. Unfortunately, our understanding of love is defined not by the ocean, but by the glass. So if you allow the glass to define love for you, you will never go beyond that glass. When you allow men to define love for you, when love is being defined only by human that are themselves limited, just like glass limited glass is going to describe to you what is water, and glass is the only thing the glass knows is just the water that is inside of it. The glass doesn't know what is an ocean, what is a river. And the same thing, when we allow our people, human beings, to describe to us or give us the definition of what love is, of course we don't get an idea. We don't even have the fullness of it ever. So where is our own definition or understanding of love coming from? Most of the time, our understanding of love comes from books, comes from what people tell us. It comes from family members, comes from our friends. And sometimes when we're teenagers, it comes from our peers and from our colleagues, from children just like us. So let me examine the understanding of love that has been sold to us, especially from movies, media, films, and books, especially romantic books. Because most of the people today have their understanding of love come from either movies, films, friends, and who also have their own understanding from films or books. So most people in our world today have their understanding of love coming from movies and books. And so what is the concept of love that is being sold out to us? The concept of love that is being sold out to us, first of all, is that love, people downplay, movies and books downplay love, even between family members. They downplay love between people, and the only kind of love they emphasize is the love between opposite sex, unfortunately. And that is a hugely and vastly limited understanding of love. That's a hugely and vastly limited understanding of love. That's a hugely and vastly limited understanding of love. So, what do they say about love? What do they tell us about love? Books and movies tell us that love is always something romantic. Okay. Is there any form of truth to that? Oh yeah. But not always romantic. Not always romantic. And books and movies tell us that love is always something big and beautiful. Do we have a sense of that? Do we have a form of that in love? Is love big? Yeah, we have some vastness in love. Is it always big and out of this world feeling? Not all the time. It could be, but not necessarily. And sometimes it could be the opposite. Books and movies tell us that love is always something bright and colorful. Bright and colorful. Okay? Is it always bright and colorful? Yes, we have some aspect of love that could be bright and colorful, but it doesn't follow, not always. Those are all glass definition of water, glass limited definition of love. Okay, then let's continue. What does book and what do books and movies tell us about about love. Books and movies tell us that when you are in love, or when you have love, or where love is present, that everything is supposed to be nice and beautiful. Nice and beautiful. Nice and beautiful. Where there is love, it's supposed to be nice and beautiful. Even some Christians, they read the Bible and communicate love and interpret love as something that is always bright, nice, and beautiful. Would that be accurate? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I beg to disagree. And that's what we're going to be examining. We are going to be looking at love in all aspects, in all ramifications. That does not always communicate that everything will always be nice where there is love. Okay? One of the funniest concept, understanding of love that we are being sold by the movie industry and by books is that when there is love, nobody offends anybody. Nobody makes you feel bad. You never feel bad. If it is love, you don't feel bad. If it is love, you always feel nice. That love always makes you feel nice. Yeah, I'm sure many of you are bought into that understanding of love. Many of you are bought into that understanding of love, isn't it? If it is love, but that is why we love, to feel nice, right? Well, it doesn't follow. It doesn't follow. It doesn't follow. It doesn't follow. I tell you that one. Would love always make you feel nice? It could happen. It does make you feel nice sometimes. But I'm sorry. If that is the kind of love, or that is the concept of love that you have, you are going to be a very disappointed, a very sad human being at the end of the day. Doesn't follow. Love does not always mean that it makes you feel nice and love could be different in different forms. That love does not guarantee you lack of pain and lack of hurtful feelings. Love could be painful sometimes, and some love could actually make you suffer and endure pain. So people are thinking, if it is love, it will not make me mad, angry, hurtful, or painful. I'm sorry, it doesn't always follow. This is not Mills and Boons. This is not Mills and Boons story. This is not Mills and Boons story. The real love is real life, and it could come in different forms. Okay. Another aspect of love that we are being sold, or that has been sold to us wrongfully, I would say, through books and through movies again, is that love means total harmony. Total harmony. That we agree with each other. Everything works out smoothly. Harmony, smoothness, harmony, total harmony. Would that be correct about love? Oh yeah, it will be correct, but that is not a total, complete understanding of love. Nope. That's a little bit incomplete understanding of love. And if it is incomplete, it means half-truth is a total lie. Half-truth is a total lie. And it is all because of this wrong concept and wrong understanding of love that we have so many tragedy connected to love. So many tragedies connected to love. People talk about love, but it all ends up bad. It all ends up ugly. It all ends up painful. And why should love end up in so much tragedy? Why should love end up with so much pain? Why should love end up with so much destruction most of the time? It is all because of the wrong concept and the wrong understanding of love. So because we don't understand love properly, and because we have the wrong concept, the wrong understanding of love, the half-truth understanding of love, that's why it most of the time ends up in disillusionment. That's why it ends up in disillusion, in disappointment, in failure, in tears, in pain, in tragedy. Because the understanding of love that we have been sold is what breeds our expectations. And when our expectations don't line up with the real understanding, the real concept of love, we fail and we fall hard. And we live in perpetual pain, in greater pain than the very pain that we were trying to avoid. So, that's why it must be examined. That's why this question must be examined. And that's why we must examine the question of understanding love. Now, let me repeat to you the title of this message: The Right and the Wrong Understanding of Love. You've got to know the difference. You've got to know what are the wrong understanding of love that people have and that you have. What is the wrong understanding of love that is defining your life? What is the wrong understanding of love that you are thinking to be the true understanding of love? What are the things that you are missing when it comes to the question of love? And so, what are the right understanding of love and what are the wrong understanding of love that you have entertained in your life? What understanding of love is that you have now that is hurting you? What is the understanding of love that you have right now that is, bringing a lot of sorrow to your life on the other hand? So that's why we're examining this topic: the right and wrong understanding of love. The right and wrong understanding of love. I'll tell you another very erroneous understanding of love that has been sold to us, that we all accepted and that we mostly believe, at least on the level of our subconscious mind. A lot of people believe that love actually means a full satisfaction. That is, love equals to giving me full and total satisfaction. That love provides full satisfaction. That love provides full satisfaction. That love provides full satisfaction. So if anybody loves me, I'm expecting that person to satisfy me. If somebody says they love me, I begin to expect them to fulfill my desires. Because that is another concept of love that we have, that love will satisfy and meet my needs and fulfill my desires. How truthful is that? Yes, can love do that? Oh yeah, love can do that. Will love always do that? I'm not sure. I'm actually sure of the opposite. That love would not always be a full satisfaction of your desires. Love would not always guarantee you that. Love would not guarantee you a full satisfaction of your needs or desire. Okay. Let me give you another concept of understanding of love that people have come to popularize today. People tend to tell us or sell to us that love is joy. happiness, and total ecstasy. That, to love and to the presence of love, the availability of love means absolute joy, absolute happiness, and just an ecstatic kind of life. Ecstatic kind of life. It's total ecstasy and full joy and absolute happiness. Are those things present in love? Do we have those things in love? Oh yeah, we do. Is it always? I'm sorry to say, no, not always. So we could be talking of love and nothing ecstatic is there. Sometimes you could be talking of love and instead of joy, you actually need to cry. We could be talking of love sometimes and instead of happiness, share happiness, it might be weeping, tears. So, wrong understanding of love is causing more damage than love itself. Love understanding of love is bringing more tragedy to our world than we could imagine. Wrong understanding of love is bringing about so many heartbreaks. Wrong understanding of love is bringing about a lot of tragedies to our world, more than we could ever imagine. But when we look at the Bible, that is the perfect description of love. For example, the Bible tells us, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Gave him for what? Gave him to die. Love, in this case, equals death. And that is love. That is love. Love could equal death sometimes. Talk less of pain. A lot of times, love is actually equal to pain. Because for Jesus to die, he needed to suffer punishment first. He needed to suffer pain first. He needed to suffer a lot of pain. So when you look at the God understanding of love, you will see that we are living in a lot of deception. And we have been sold a lot of lies. And we just fill ourselves with a lot of myth, thinking that we are talking of love. So unfortunately, most people in our world, they have this concept of love in their mind. So that when they talk about love, when they raise the topic of love, and when they are thinking of love, they are all living in a fantasy world. Let me ask you this. What concept of love do you have? Is it a fantasy kind of love? Is it a deceptive kind of love? Are you nurturing the wrong understanding of love? And you are thinking that is love? You know what? Let me tell you something today. Do you know that if most people would know what love really is, if most people will actually understand love, do you know half of the people, 50%, I guarantee you that 50% of people will never marry. They will never marry. In fact, let me tell you another thing. most tragedies in our world today is because of marriage. Because so many people have gone to marry who don't have any business. Who don't have any business in marriage. They don't have anything doing with marriage. They are not supposed to go near marriage. And if you ask them why they marry, they say it's love. I will say the opposite. It's because they don't understand love. That's why they marry. Most people who marry today marry because they don't love. They don't understand love. They think they marry because of love, but they actually marry because of the deficiency of love, of God, understanding of love. Most people marry because of the wrong understanding of love, not because of love. So most of the tragedies that we see in our world today, they are all as a result of the wrong understanding of love. And most of the tragedies that we have in our world today is because some people are involved in marriage who don't have any business going there in the first place. Most tragedies that we have in our world today is because of, I'm going to say this and you're going to be scared and you're going to think this is crazy. Well, you could think anything you want to think, but it's the truth anyway. Most of the tragedies we have in our lives, in our world today, is because of marriage. Unfortunately, Christians all over the world tell you that marriage is honorable in all. Every marriage, yeah, as an institution, marriage is honorable. Is it every marriage that is honorable? Is it every marriage that is the will of God? Every marriage that's the will of God? Is it every marriage that's by love? Are you serious? As a matter of fact, there are so many tragedies that would have been avoided if not for marriages. If not for marriages. As a matter of fact, there are some people who are in prison right now just because they married. As a matter of fact, there are some people who are dead today just because they married. Just because of marriage. Does that make marriage bad or marriage bad as an institution? No. It tells us that the concept of love that we have been taught or that we have been sold is largely deficient. It's largely deficient, wrong, and faulty. Because if you understand love, if you understand the correct concept of love, listen close now. Listen close now, everybody. If you understand love, you will see and you will know that 50% of people you know should never think about getting married. 50% of people should never even look on the side of marriage. 50% of people should never have anything to do with the opposite sex. Not because God doesn't want that, not because God is against marriage, but because those people, that 50% of people that I'm talking about, have not done their own work. They are not ready. They don't understand what love is. And if they had understood what love is, they will be running away from marriage, not running into marriage. And the thing that is making them to run into marriage is because of the wrong understanding of love. And because of the wrong understanding that have been sold to the world. So, one of those, and let me tell you this now. Let me tell you this. You need to listen to this now. Listen. And this will be a shock to you. To most of you who are listening to me, what I'm about to say now will shock your socks out of you. To shock the socks out of you. Listen now. The wrong understanding of love is that love, marriage, is an absolute necessity for man. But really, no. Love and marriage is only for people who are ready for problems. Marriage and love is not for people who want to escape from problems. Marriage and love don't solve problems. Marriage and love multiply your problems. Anytime you are thinking of marriage, always think like this: my problems will be multiplied 10 times. If you know that marriage multiplies your problems 10 times, will you stay married? If you know, if you knew, or if you have been told that marriage actually will multiply your problems, your challenges, and your crisis 10 times more, how many of you will stay married? But wrong understanding of love makes you to even think the opposite, because that's what been taught. But in the real sense, marriage means that you are well equipped to take upon yourself the burden of another, and therefore you are willing to take upon your shoulder the multiplied challenges of your life and of his life, and you are able to say you are up to it, and you will be able to go through the sacrifice, go through the pain, and you'll be able to surmount the sacrifice, surmount the pain, and be able to resolve all the problems that will come as a result. So marriage, therefore, is only for matured people. Marriage, therefore, is only for advanced people. Marriage, therefore, is only for people with understanding, with clarity of mind, with maturity. Marriage, therefore, is only for people who have already proven that they are experts in resolving problems. Marriage, therefore, is for people who have been trained in solving problems, in problem resolution, in crisis resolution, who have proven with their life that they are used to resolving problems and issues of life, that they have become so good in handling tough situations. They are used to, and they are mature in resolving life issues, life problems, life challenges. They are used to, and they are good, and they are mature in confronting problems of life and situations. That is now a proof to them that they are ready to marry. That they are ready to marry. If they don't prove, if they are not good in resolving problems, and before they get into marriage, they are going to not just multiply their own problems, they are going to multiply the problem of the other guy. They are going to become a source of sorrow and pain to the other guy. And another thing is this: marriage is only for people who have who are experienced and who have proved with their life that they are capable of keeping up with other people. Marriage is a union for people who have learned to love others. Marriage is a union for people who have proved that they care for others. Marriage is an institution and a union for people who are not egocentric. Marriage is an institution and a union for people who love to give, who love to sacrifice. Marriage is an institution and a union for people who admire, doing good for people. Marriage is an institution for people who have proved with their lives that they are servants who love stewardship. People who love stewardship. People who love stewardship. But you know what we think? You know the wrong understanding of love that has been sold to us? As if you don't need to be all this before you marry. The wrong understanding that has been sold to us is that you go and get these things in marriage. Go to the marriage and all these things will come to you. That's a wrong understanding of marriage. That go to marriage and don't worry, everything will be resolved there. And so many people's lives have been battered because of that concept of marriage. So many people are living in depression right now because of that concept that just go in, everything will come. Everything will just work itself out. That concept has made so many people to be living in depression. Millions of people are living in depression now. And millions of people's lives have been destroyed, totally messed up because of this wrong understanding of love and marriage. People will tell you that love will fix it. Love will fix it. You love one another. You will not even notice anything. Love is blind. Okay now. You go blind. I don't know where being blind is good. I don't know where being blind is good. Because you will hit your head. You will hit your head against the wall so many times. You will hit your head again. You have all kind of growth, all kind of cysts, all kind of lumps on your head. You will hit your head so hard. If you want to go into marriage blindly, if you want to go into love blindly, say, love is blind. You will not see each other. You will hurt each other crazy. You will hurt each other bad. You will be hitting each other's head like crazy. You will be hitting each other's head like crazy. So, if you believe in the concept of love is blind, you tell me what happens when you enter into a room and they blindfold your eyes. You tell me what happens when you enter into a place and you are blind and you don't have a guide and you don't have anybody helping you. You tell me what happens. You tell me what happens. You tell me what happens. Especially when you go into a new atmosphere, a new proximity, a new environment, when you are totally blind and you've never been to that room before. And you don't even know the furnitures that are there. You don't even know the things to expect there. You break your head, you break your leg, you break your arm, you break everything before you come out. And that is what has happened to so many lives. Many people have gone blindly into relationships. Many people have gone blindly into marriages, and they have come out of them broken. They are broken inside. They are broken outside. They are broken their legs, feet, and everything. They are broken all over just because of the wrong understanding of love. Because of the wrong understanding of love. I have so many things to tell you guys. So thank you so much, everybody. Blessings.